everyone, my name is Lee. I am part of the day camps team here at the YMCA of Greater Toronto. I'm here today to share with you one of my favorite crafts that might be something you're interested in doing at home with your campers this week. It's an activity called a DIY magazine silhouette. It's a good activity for children 6 to 12 years old. And while I'm explaining it, we'll talk about different modifications that you might want to do based on the age of the children that you're hanging out with this week. So we will get started and talk about the materials that you will need for this activity. The first thing is you'll need a piece of cardboard or a piece of cardstock if you happen to have it, but something a little bit firmer. I found some bubbly in my recycling and that turned out to be the perfect kind of weight of cardboard that I was looking for. And then you're going to want to draw, or have your child, depending on the age, draw a silhouette that you're going to work within. Now I chose a bear because, you know, day camps. But you could really do anything. If you're working with a younger child, you might want to encourage like something like a heart or even a circle, a sun, a cloud, that sort of thing. And you could even do something bigger than this or work on a larger surface to make it easier for younger hands. And so you're going to draw your silhouette. So you'll need some form of writing utensil or marker or pencil, something along those lines. And then you will need your magazine cutouts. Now don't stress if you don't have a magazine subscription and regularly have magazines kicking around the house. You'll be surprised in your recycling. I found things like inserts from the mail. You could use like any type of advertisement, really anything. And they don't have to be big. If you only have smaller like Reader's Digest, that works too. And then the size of the magazine strips will really depend on the size of your silhouette. This is the size that I chose for the size of my silhouette. But if you're working with younger children, you could encourage them to cut some larger strips. And yeah, but that's totally up to you. You then, if you wanted to, could add in the extra step of sorting out the magazine strips based on color. That's totally up to you. I chose to do that as one of the steps in making my silhouette today. So we have our cardboard, writing utensil, the scissors to cut the magazine strips, and then some form of like magazines or newspaper or whatever you find in your recycling. Also, we are going to be working with glue, so that's another material that you will need. So depending on your setup at home, if you have a craft table, great. If you don't, like I do not, I just chose to put a piece of garbage bag down on the table just so that I'm not ruining my table. If the recycling didn't go out yesterday, you could also just use newspaper, anything to cover the surface. I happen to have Mod Podge at home, which is going to work well for this activity, but if you don't have Mod Podge, you could also just use any glue that dries clear. You could even use a glue stick if you have it. And then if you're using a glue stick, you don't need a paintbrush, but if you're using Podge or any other type of glue, you'll need a paintbrush or a sponge. If you don't have a paintbrush, that could work as well. So we have all of our materials, and now the next step, and you can see I kind of already got a jump start on mine. You're gonna start to actually choose where you wanna put the magazine strips on the silhouette. Now this is also an opportunity if you wanted to encourage your child to talk about patterns, and you could do some patterns, or you could just do it a free-for-all, whatever works for you. There is one other step, is actually matching like the size or cutting the size of the magazine strip to your silhouette. So this is why you might want to use a simpler shape if you have younger children. If you have older children though, a shape like a bear or an animal might be good practice for them. So you're going to take the piece of paper, or the magazine strip I should say, and you're going to place it right onto your silhouette, and then you're going to trace the outline of the silhouette like so, and then you will cut it. And it's kind of like a puzzle as well, or a matching game, because you need to remember where you traced the magazine cutout, because you're going to want to place it back on there. So if you're using a glue stick, you'll have to put down some glue before you put it down, or your camper should, I should say. And if I'm doing that just for demonstration purposes, but the beauty of Podge is you don't actually have to put it underneath. You could just put it right on top like so, and it dries totally clear. And you can see in some of my example pieces, I cut some smaller ones. So again, if you don't have large magazines, that's totally fine too. It gives it a fun look. And you would just keep continuing choosing your colors based on a pattern or not, and then tracing them based on your silhouette, cutting them and sticking them right on. And that, my friends, is the DIY magazine silhouette today. So I hope you have fun with that. I'm gonna finish mine right now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you this summer. Thanks, bye.